please welcome to the stage your DevCon keynote speaker, Gregg Aldana.
What's going on, everybody? Hey! Woo! Hello, Appian World, and welcome to Appian World 2025. I hope you're as fired up as I am right now. This is unbelievable. What a way to start off a Monday morning with a little AC/DC. I mean, there is no better way than coming onto the stage than black and black, and I think I wore the right outfit for today. So next year, I promise, we'll add a little bit more. We'll get some confetti cannons, and we'll get some pyrotechnics up there. How's that sound? All right, well, let's jump right into it. So welcome to our very first and newly branded DevCon. We are so excited to have you all here for this event. And as a lifelong developer, I cannot tell you how pumped up I am to be here. We have a lot of exciting information to share with you this week and a lot to share with you today. And as developers, you're going to be getting an advanced preview of stuff that nobody has seen before. You know, a lot of times they don't want me to preempt any of the keynote speakers for the rest of the week. Well, I got special permission, and we're going to see some amazing stuff. So first, I want to thank all of you for choosing to be a developer on the most extraordinary development platform of the 21st century. And I mean that. I want to personally thank more than the 200,000 community members that we have globally. And I also want to thank the more than 9,000 certified Appian practitioners. Give yourselves a round of applause. So I am new here to Appian. I'm coming up on my 8-month anniversary. And I wanted to share a little bit more about me, about my background over the next few minutes, kind of what has been my journey as a developer that has led me to Appian, and give you a little more insight into my purpose, into my why, and honestly, the question that I probably get 3 times a week, why did I come to Appian? So let's kind of jump into it. So picture this, 8-year-old Gregg Aldana living outside of New York City, and I see this movie. And it changed my life, War Games. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Matthew Broderick tries to hack into the Department of Defense to play some games. I saw that movie when I was in the 3rd grade. I came home that day and I told my parents, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. Please buy me a computer. And that was the journey that started. I got my first Apple, my first Mac there. And initially, I just started building out software to manage my baseball card collection, to go around to flea markets and trade throughout the New York area. And I really wanted to meet the rock band Kiss. Yeah, child of the 70s. So I started an underground fanzine on Kiss. And I was just using technology to solve practical problems. Came out of university in New York in the mid-90s during the whole .com boom, and that was my baptism by fire. Proud to have done some of the first integrations between Microsoft and NBC before there was an MSNBC, working for a Microsoft partner. And just during that whole time, doing a lot of early development with the BlackBerrys, the research engine pagers for a lot of trading stock houses. And it was just a glorious time. But after 9/11, the tech economy in New York was not so great. So I decided to travel south to what I affectionately call as Washington, D.C., the Silicon Beltway. And there, I did a lot of work, a lot of C# work, Java, Angular, learned to create quality software following CMMI Level 5, did work for the Department of Treasury in the Secret Selective Service System. And then, you might remember this event during the last decade of the subprime mortgage meltdown. And during that time, I was leading all the capital investment application development at the FDIC, the US corporation that insures all the bank deposits. A very interesting place to be during that subprime mortgage meltdown. But really, that's where I started shifting my development teams from full stack to more cloud-based and low-code platforms like Appian and Pega and ServiceNow and Microsoft. And we had to modernize a tremendous amount of software very quickly. So I know what it's like to be in your seat, the development seat, the driving seat. And then, the past 8 years, I've been traveling the world. I probably meet with about 200 CIOs or CTOs every year in every industry. I do a lot of public speaking, I do a lot of writing, and I was with a competitor for that time where I built a low-code global solutions consulting team, and I really learned what was going on in the industry. But one of the things that led me to come to Appian was that I saw there was a big gap. There was a big gap where development platforms are needed to fill that gap. There's a lot of help desk-based platforms, there's a lot of sales-based platforms, there's a lot of personal productivity. But there is a compelling need for a platform like Appian that can help you orchestrate end-to-end processes throughout your entire organization rapidly. And that's what brought me to Appian, and I couldn't be more excited to be here. So, now that you understand a little bit more about my journey, I want to share with you why Appian developers are going to be in the best position possible over this next decade, the next 10 years, to drive automation, efficiency, and business transformation on a scale that we have never seen before. Sounds pretty bold. Let's get into it. So Appian, like I mentioned before, it is the development platform for the 21st century that is enabling modern developers to deliver the needs of a modern enterprise. And developers on this platform will be driving innovation and efficiencies on a scale the businesses have never seen. You will be driving transformation. You're going to be driving orchestration and intelligence like no other development platform can in a time frame that will stun other developers. You're going to be activating AI in a capacity and an impact never seen before inside of your business processes. You're going to be able to develop a claim settlement process that will take minutes, not months, meaning a parent doesn't have to fight the bureaucracy while their child is waiting for a life-saving treatment. You're going to be able to develop loan approvals that happen in real time, so an entrepreneur doesn't have to miss their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to launch their dream business. You're going to be building supply chain applications that operate flawlessly, ensuring critical medicines and food and emergency supplies reach those who are in need without disruption. And then finally, I think everybody in this room has had to deal with the government, right? You're going to be creating government services that provide access to services instantly. I don't know if the government has ever delivered anything instantly, but this will eliminate years of frustration and inefficiency for millions of citizens. And you're going to make that happen as an Appian developer. And that's really what's truly amazing about all the AI enhancements. These applications that up here, these are real examples. Developers have built these on the Appian platform in hours. Let me say that again, in hours, not days, not weeks. And it can be done because Appian is secure, it is scalable, and it has an easy-to-use drag-and-drop interface for AI technology. So why don't we dig a little bit deeper and take a closer look at a few more examples of amazing things that Appian developers are doing today. Now, this is probably one of my favorite stories. And you're going to hear this a lot throughout the week. You're going to see them on stage later. Acclaim Autism. They're an amazing organization that treats and creates customized therapies for children with autistic spectrum disorder. And they come up with plans that are tailored to the unique needs of each child. You cannot treat two autistic children the same way. And then they focus on measurable progress. And this is quite personal. I have two daughters with learning disabilities, and it can be very stressful for a family. And Acclaim Autism not only empowers, and they empower the parents with tools and with training so they can actively participate in their child's journey. And they provide them training and continuing education, as this is an evolving area, so that they can collaborate with the professionals. And with an automated AI-powered patient intake process, patient wait times, without that AI-powered process, wait times could take up to 6 months. I mean, think about that. Your child needs life-saving treatment, and you have to wait 6 months to get access to treatment? That is insane. Well, I can tell you right now, with Appian, with an Appian developer in a short amount of time, they were able to cut that process by 83%. What used to take 6 months, they can now onboard in just 10 days. And developers turn this around in weeks as they custom deployed Appian agents to extract diagnosis information from all these forms being uploaded. And they were able to use Appian's private AI, and they were able to keep it compliant with HIPAA and all the other privacy standards with a 95% accuracy. What they were finding is that AI with Appian couldn't only get it done faster, it could get it done better, make less mistakes. And the best part about this entire thing is that the developers were able to develop this functionality in mere hours and able to deploy it into production in under 3 weeks. I mean, this is game-changing. And so let's take a little bit look under the hood here. They started out with a client-facing portal, no more emails and phone calls and faxes. And next, they were able to leverage our intelligent data fabric to bring together data from multiple systems, Salesforce, Rethink, spreadsheets, and Word documents. I know there's a lot of companies out there saying they have a data fabric. It's a bunch of PR. This is the real patented data fabric. And then in a matter of hours, they created intelligent AI agents to not only read through the unstructured data on all these submission forms, but using AI to intelligently verify and validate the diagnosis and the insurance coverage, and find them in scheduling their appointments with their Appian, with their doctor provider. And so this is how they took it from 6 months down to 10 days. Let's take a look at another compelling example. Texas Department of Public Safety. Now, they ensure the safety and the well-being of all Texas citizens, and they award hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts every year, like a lot of state government agencies. And the Procurement and the Contract Services Department, they needed a better way to deal with the reoccurring problem, answering procurement questions. And as you know, contracting involves many data objects, different record types, different formats, and many different locations. And whenever somebody in the Texas Department of Public Safety had a procurement policy question, they would have to call or they'd have to email the procurement team. This interrupted things. They were waiting for answers for days, and it slowed down their operations. But the Texas Department of Public Safety knew AI could help. But they faced pushback, as many of you might in your companies or in your organizations, from the cybersecurity team, who expressed concern about data leaks and misinformation. And the team addressed this with Appian's private AI. It was completely controlled by them and trained only on their knowledge base, not taking outside data and not going outside of their boundaries. And their developers were able to leverage Appian to build an AI-powered solution to provide real-time insight into over 2,000 pages of regulatory and procurement policies for awarding these contracts. They were able to automate over 15,000 contract actions into one unified system from all these underlying stovepipe systems, providing more visibility to more than 10,000 employees. And the procurement officers and supporting staff can now ask AI questions in real time and get answers fast that allows them to advance their procurements with speed and accuracy. And they were able to develop this and deploy this in under 3 months, just demonstrating how quickly you as developers, as a modern developer, can provide solutions during this century. Let's take a little bit of a look deeper here about what the solution looked like. Obviously started off with a public-facing portal to intake thousands of documents and inquiries. Next, they used AI to go through the thousands of documents to extract all the regulatory and procedural policies from various sources. And then they wound up building a custom document AI chatbot called Ask Michael. So that people, if they had a question about procurement, they would just go and ask Michael, and they would get answers in seconds rather than days. And they're not just external people, but internal procurement officers and supporting staff were using this now to get accurate information very quickly to move these procurements along. And they were also using AI on the Appian platform to classify all the documents intelligently that are involved in procurements. And so with the success of this project, they're now exploring additional ways for their developers to build more AI agents for document scanning, procurement analytics, and contract dashboards. Absolutely amazing, the innovation and the transformation that Appian developers are delivering to companies today. Now, after you've seen some great examples of what people are doing, what all of you are doing, I want to shift something a little bit closer to the heart. You, all of you. Developers are the lifeblood of the Appian ecosystem. And everything that we build as a company and every improvement that we make, it's to empower you to deliver better, faster, and with joy. You know, we have a lot of developers inside of our company, and I have the glorious responsibility of leading our solutions consulting team, which is by far one of the best solution consulting teams in the industry. And these developers, they've worked at other companies, they've developed on Microsoft, on Salesforce, on ServiceNow, on Pega, and I'm like, what makes this such a great platform to develop on? They're like, because it was built from the ground up, not as a help desk platform, not as a personal productivity, and not as a sales platform. It was built as a development platform from day one to always make it the best experience possible to deliver comprehensive solutions. So that's why this year we doubled down on listening to all of you and taking input from the developers. You spoke, and trust me, we are listening. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who participated in this year's developer survey. We saw a 53% increase in participation. Can we get a round of applause for that? Thank you for participating. Over 50% this year. That tells us you care, and that tells us you're invested. It motivates us even more to deliver the experiences that all of you want. You also told us something very important that we're incredibly proud of. 97% of you find Appian as easy or easier to develop than any development platform out there. That is amazing feedback, if you think about it for a second, and a really big validation that we're on the right track for usability, for low-code power, and delivering intelligent and intuitive development tools. But we're not stopping there. We are obsessed with making it even better. So beyond just building apps, we want you to build your careers on top of the Appian platform. And 80% of you told us you really enjoy working with Appian. That's awesome, but we're aiming for 100%. We want Appian to be a place where you grow, where you learn, and you thrive as a developer. And our mission is to not just make this another platform, but to build a really cohesive and productive development community and a craft that you can be proud to be part of. So let's talk about where we're going, because this is where things are going to start to get exciting. You guys are going to, I get to show you some really cool stuff. So you spoke and we listened. And so we asked in the survey, what skills do you want to grow as a developer? What platform updates would make your life better that you want us to focus on? And you told us the areas you want to go deeper on. Obviously AI. I don't think anybody's had a conversation in the last 2 years that didn't mention AI. Data fabric, our developer plugins, as well as our UX design. And so what did we do with that feedback? We turned it into action. And right now, I have the privilege of giving you, our developer community, something that no one else at Appian World has seen yet, an advanced preview of our brand new developer innovations that we're releasing into each of these 4 areas. And these aren't just enhancements. These are developer-first breakthroughs, things that are designed specifically to help you go faster, build smarter, and push the limits of what's possible on the Appian platform. You're going to see more on the main stage later today and throughout the week, but because you're the heartbeat of this ecosystem, I got special permission to give you an early look right here, right now. Let's get into it. You guys ready? Yeah. Come on, are you ready? You want to see some cool stuff? All right, let's go. All right, let me get a little water here. So AI was by far the #1 interest in our developer survey this year. And it's perfectly aligned with where Appian is investing as a company. Now, we're not here pitching AI to you today, okay? We're showing you how AI is embedded directly into all of your business processes with no extra tools or no overhead. Whether it's copilots, AI-assisted forms, or decisioning, these are the things that are going to help you make your apps smarter, more valuable, and more loved by your users. And when users love apps, guess what? All of you, the developers, you are the hero. It's faster, it's safer, it scales, and it's native to Appian. So let's take a look. Now, one thing we noticed is you guys have been busy. Appian RPA usage is up by 30% in our customers and up by over 40% in production volume. And why? Because you're leveraging one unified automation advantage that we have over every other data platform or development platform out there. RPA, AI, and APIs all inside one single cohesive platform. This is what we mean by seamless orchestration. No stitching tools together. It's all here. It's ready to use. But let's be honest. Traditional RPA is a little tricky. You know, I like to call it a Band-Aid. You have to account for every possible failure mode and rely on human intervention to step in and fix when these bots fail. That's why we're evolving from rigid bots to intelligent agents and automation that can adapt on the fly. And so I'm proud to announce and introduce our new agentic AI RPA in action, a game changer for automation. You give it a goal in plain language, AI figures out the steps, it reads the screen, it completes the task, even when things change or the layout of the screen changes. No more brittle bots. This works with Citrix, it works with SAP, mainframes, all types of browsers. Whatever you throw at it, we can handle it. And we're launching a beta program now. So if you've got your phones ready and you want to be part of this beta program, scan that QR code. All right, now I'll give you a minute there. And you can become part of this because we want your input. We want to know what you think of this. How can it make things better? And we know this is going to be one of the game-changing things that makes us a viable alternative, if not a market leader in RPA. But now I want to introduce And it is my discreet and distinct pleasure to introduce you probably the biggest innovation that we are launching at Appian World this week. Introducing Appian's AI Agentic Agent Studio. Just imagine orchestrating entire business activities with agents that decide how to reach an outcome. That's what Agent Studio delivers, a new way to automate dynamic, open-ended tasks that don't really fit neatly into a process model. You give the agent a goal in plain language, it gets access to all the tools, all the records, all the rules, all the documents you can feed it, and then it determines the best path forward to achieve that goal. This is a completely new era of process orchestration, and Agent Studio launches in 25.3. Let's talk about how you can get started even faster with the introduction of Appian AI Composer. Appian Composer is our new AI-powered developer planning tool. This helps you go from idea to app in minutes. Yes, I said minutes. Idea to app in minutes. Requirements, data, UI, application objects, all handled by AI just with your guidance. So coming in 25.3, this is going to redefine the speed at which you can build creative solutions. The modern developer for the modern enterprise, well, this is a big leap forward. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into Appian's AI Composer. So let's start with the requirements. You start by describing what you want. Composer captures and structures your requirements from an early alignment. Next, you do some data modeling where you define your data visually. AI will recommend the relationships, ensure you're future ready. Next, you're going to Composer is going to help you build out the pages, the dashboards, and the forms in a few seconds with AI-assisted layouts. And then finally, when you're ready, boom, let's generate that application. App objects are generated automatically, so you get ready to test and iterate in minutes. Development on the Appian platform, I'm proud to say, will never be the same again. I don't know. I want to hear a round of applause. This is exciting stuff that we've got coming here. You get thirsty up here, I'll tell you that. All right, so let's talk about AI Copilot for developers. This is for all of you, for the hands-on builders in the room. This one is specifically with our hands-on developers in mind. So Appian's AI Copilot for developers eliminates all the grunt work you have to do as a developer, so you can focus on the good stuff, the impact, the meaningful stuff. You need to upload a PDF? Get an interface. Need test data? Done. Want smart unit tests for rules? We've got it. It's like having an AI-powered pair programmer inside of Appian right next to you at all times. I mean, how cool is that? You know, for many years, only the top people in organizations had assistants to help them. Now, with our AI Copilot, every Appian developer has got one of the most intelligent workers ever created, an Appian Copilot developer to help you build. So whether you are thinking about any of these different things here, it's like you're going to be able to ship faster, you're going to be able to build applications with higher quality, and I hope you're as excited as I am about this innovation. This is part of a new way of AI innovations that empowers you to be a modern developer. From building apps faster with Composer, to automating smarter with agentic AI, to developing with confidence using Copilot. These tools put power into the hands of every developer to deliver intelligent, scalable, and future-ready solutions. With AI, we're accelerating how you design and how you build. The next step is making sure your applications have seamless, scalable access to data that powers them. And that's where Data Fabric comes in. So let's face it, I think as being a lifelong developer, probably one of the most challenging things about development is the data. It's always been one of the hardest, most time-consuming parts of app development, and people don't talk about it very much. Well, I'll build the app really fast, and it's going to take me 6 months to get the data and go through a DBA. You have to build databases, copy data, manage pipelines, just to get where it's needed. Appian changes the game with Data Fabric, our patented Data Fabric, an enterprise-wide virtual database with real-time read and write access across all of your underlying systems without moving a single byte. It's fast, it's scalable, it drives adoption because the data shows up right where your processes live. You don't have to go out and get it. And based on how much you're using it already, we're looking at some of the stats, it's clear that all of you see the value. Traditionally, data has been siloed, right? Locked in disconnected systems requiring manual stitching to bring it all together. You spend more time wrangling the data than actually building features. That doesn't make sense. I mean, does that sound familiar? That was the reality for years, and it's exactly what we as a company set out to fix. And Appian's data fabric flips the script. No more stitching, no more silos. You can now seamlessly connect and work with data from anywhere. Salesforce, SAP, legacy systems, spreadsheets, documents, you name it, we can connect to it. It gives you a unified, secure, and live view of all of your enterprise data, and it's built for developers, and it's designed for speed. And today, we're taking it even further. Earlier this year, we doubled down the scale from 10 million to 20 million rows per record. That means more unification, more visibility, and more capacity to build powerful apps at the enterprise scale. You no longer have to worry about whether your data volume will break your architecture. Just connect it and go. So let's talk for a minute about unstructured data. This is a big one. I got asked a couple of weeks ago when I met with a customer, I really want to query unstructured data. Well, this might be one of my favorite updates. It's a huge quality of life improvement and a game changer for all the low-code developers in this room. And with our May release next month, I would like to introduce you to documents as records. Yes, documents as records. You can now use record types to store and manage documents directly in Data Fabric. In the past, documents were a pain. Hard to organize, harder to secure, time-consuming to work with. Now, with Appian's document as records, it's simple as just a few clicks. You can relate documents to other data and make those connections and those relationships. Display everything a user needs in one consolidated view and apply record-level security so access is precisely controlled. That's a big problem a lot, the security of these documents. And this isn't just more convenient, it is a massive productivity boost that will have save serious time over the long term and elevate the user experience in a document-heavy application. And I meet with developers pretty much every week and hear about these document-heavy applications. With Data Fabric continuing to scale and now treating documents as first-class data, you have everything you need to build smarter, faster, and more connected applications. Now, let's talk about extending that power even further with plugins. So listen, we heard you loud and clear. You were interested in plugins. This was like a big thing on the survey this year. You don't want to build complex custom code to deliver what should be simple, high-value features. Makes sense, right? So that's why we're making it even easier to extend Appian with plug-and-play power, so you can focus on solving problems, not solving for plumbing. And we're introducing a new era of developer empowerment, advanced plugins, created, supported, and maintained by Appian. These are designed to tackle the common use cases, integrate advanced tech, and expand what you can build without writing the integrations yourself. We're going to do that for you. They're available now in the admin console for cloud and My Appian for self-managed environments. And with 25.2, you get our first two advanced plugins, Grid Plus and the Microsoft Document Editor, and many, many more are on the way. So meet Grid Plus, a total game changer for anyone managing data-heavy UIs. It gives you a highly interactive spreadsheet-like experience, inline editing, multi-cell selection, keyboard navigation. You can now create, view, and update records fast while protecting data quality with all the built-in guardrails. And yes, it does support internationalization and full security, so you can use it confidently in any enterprise environment. Next, Microsoft Document Editor. Now this was a big thing on the wish list for a lot of developers. This is the ones for everyone who's ever cursed at the download, edit, re-upload cycle of taking documents in and out of the system. It's a major pain, right? With the Microsoft Document Editor plugin, you can view, edit Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files directly in Appian, with changes being saved instantly, no cutting and pasting and re-uploading, no more jumping between tools, no more version chaos. Wait, which version of the document? We actually dealt with that this morning. Just true collaborative editing built directly into your applications. And yes, multiple users can edit these documents simultaneously. I know that was going to be a question. So it's like real-time office collaboration done Appian style. And with powerful new plugins like Grid and Microsoft Document Editor, you're now equipped to deliver richer and more interactive user experiences. And speaking of experience, Let's take a look at what's new in the UX design area for Appian. UX design continues to be one of the top asks, both in terms of features and in skill sets that people want to expand upon. But I have to say, many of you are already doing pretty incredible work on the Appian platform. When I look at the UI and the UXs developed on Appian versus some of our competitors, night and day. And if you haven't checked it out, go see for yourself over at our UX Design Lab series on the Appian Community YouTube channel. Some amazing inspiration there. Let's take a look there. Let's celebrate some of the awesome designs that were submitted by all of you in this room, our community. From Style Seeker to ShipSphere to the incredibly polished next-gen games to teaching marketplace apps, you are raising the bar for what's acceptable for enterprise UX. We'll be showcasing a lot more later, but just remember, you are all designing the future of how enterprise software should look and how it should feel. So I hope you're excited, because 25.2 delivers our best form building experience ever. With our new UI design experience, we've made building data-driven, beautiful, and intuitive UIs faster and easier than ever before. We've completely reimagined the form building experience, and the results are stunning. The interface designer is now lightning fast. You'll see real-time interactions that are smooth. Grids, charts, KPIs, they all load instantly. Every component responds faster, and the entire canvas feels snappier. But it's not just speed. We've made the design controls much more intuitive for the type of applications that you're trying to build, so you can focus on creating modern, clean UIs without wrestling with all the crazy layout quirks that you see on other platforms. This is about empowering you, the developer, to deliver sleek, enterprise-grade user experience with ease, saving you hours in the design process. Now let's talk about real-world reality, complex data entry. You've told us you need better tools to design multi-step forms, like those TurboTax type forms. Well, now you've got one. Introducing the brand new Wizard layout, your new best friend for building clean, multi-page forms that look modern and guide users through even the most complex processes. I can't believe it's taken us this long to build this, but this is going to be awesome, because this is like in every single application I see customers building, there's a need for this. With just a few clicks, you can configure the layout, choose from pre-built templates, milestone styles, and even handle the navigation logic for you. No more manually wiring the next and previous buttons. What a pain is that? No more hacks. Just one seamless guided experience that users love, and developers can build these experiences in minutes. It's about saving time and reducing errors and allowing you to deliver a premium UX to your customers, even in your most advanced and complicated forms. So listen, you've just had an exclusive look at the powerful innovations transforming how developers build with Appian, from AI to data fabric to the plugins to UX. And now, before I close out my keynote, I want to take a moment to celebrate the real stars of the show, all of you and our amazing developer community. The heart, the energy, and the innovation of this community is all driven by you. And you make this a very special ecosystem. And when I first got to Appian a few months ago, and I asked, so what do we do for developers around here? Well, we have this thing, with this developer experience track at Appian World. I'm like, look, we got to rename this. We got to give it a punchy, cool name for all the developers in the room. And so that's why we changed it to DevCon. And I was honored to be able to come and deliver the first keynote here for this. So I want you to just look at the size and the strength of this community. 200,000 members globally and growing every day. 25,000 average unique logins every month to our community, showing up, sharing knowledge, allowing us all to get better together and become the best developers possible. 1,600 plus posts into our discussion posts every month. You guys are answering questions, you're solving problems, you're helping each other win. This is what a vibrant, living developer community looks like, and we're just getting started. A special shout out to all of our 2024 community live stream contributors. You guys have shared real-world experiences and made our live streams authentic, practical, and developer-driven. From customers to partners, across industries, across the world, you make a real difference. And so, just want to briefly thank Matt, and Kenny, and Kyle, Jason, Anash, Nicole, and Alex. Thank you for representing the best of Appian. All right, well now it's time for a very special moment, our 2024 top developer community contributors. Now these 3 developers have made an outsized impact on the Appian community this year, contributing knowledge, support, and a serious inspiration for everyone around them. So let's celebrate 3 inspirational stories. First, Stefan, who couldn't be with us. He's in Germany. I'll tell you, Stefan's got a great story. He's been in this universe since 2010 and literally wrote the book on how to develop on Appian. He also shares his insights through his blog. He's got a podcast at Appian.rocks. I love that. And when he's not coding, what is he doing? You'll find him building futuristic Lego worlds or lost in a sci-fi novel. So Stefan, we want to thank you for sharing all your creativity with us. Another round of applause for Stefan. Next, Kuduro. He made an incredible leap in his career from researching cutting-edge nanotechnology for renewable energy to becoming a rising force in Appian's low-code automation community. When he's not developing, he is leveling up at PlayStation Adventures. This guy is a video game junkie. Talk about a multi-talented innovator. Congratulations, Kuduro. Thank you. All right, well, now this next person's actually here with us today. Mike Schmidt. He is actually here. I think I have an award somewhere around here to give him, so I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Thank you. Congratulations, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Look at this award here. I don't know if somebody got to. Oh, right here. Hey, right here. Here, come. Right here. I think they want to get a picture of us. So there we go. All right. So Mike has been developing on Appian since 2012. And outside of work and answering community questions, he's all about family time. Am I right? Yeah. There we go, man. A family man. Cooking, crafting, gaming with his wife and 2 daughters. I can identify. My daughters love to play video games here. So thank you again for everything, and congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Who's going to be up here next year? Who's going to be the award that we give out? I want everybody in person next year. We're going to need a room double the size of this. So, all right. Before we wrap, I want to say how grateful and personally excited I am to be standing here with all of you, my people, developers. As I shared earlier, I've been a software developer my whole life. And so joining the Appian Development Community, it's not just about a new role or a new company for me. It's like coming home. And so thank you so much for your incredibly warm welcome over the past 8 months into this community, this vibrant, passionate, and creative community. And it's already clear this is a very special place, and I am thrilled to be part of it. So as we close out my keynote, don't forget, we've got an amazing day ahead. Hit those breakout sessions, catch the remaining main stage keynotes, and get inspired by real developer stories you're going to hear today that'll fire up your creativity. And hey, if you want one of these DevCon t-shirts that I'm wearing, and I know you do, you can get one tonight, okay? Join us for the live build challenge right here in this room. Show off your skills, have some fun, and grab your exclusive DevCon t-shirt as a badge of honor. These are limited edition. I think we have like 300, and once they're gone, they're gone. So now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce someone who has dedicated over a decade to empowering developers like you. She has helped build the Appian Academy from the ground up. She's one of the most passionate advocates for developers in the entire company. Please give me a warm round of applause and join me in welcoming our Director of Product Enablement, Kara Peeler.
Oh my gosh. For Gregg, Aldana, everyone, can we just say thank you so much? That was